When you think of luxury, exclusivity, and enduring love, you likely picture a De Beers diamond engagement ring, the ultimate global symbol of prestige. When you think of academic excellence, you likely think of the Rhodes Scholarship at Oxford University, an elite, world-renowned award designed to cultivate global leaders. Both of these celebrated modern institutions, the global diamond market and this prestigious academic award, share a singular, controversial origin: Cecil Rhodes. But that legacy is under fire. In 2015, the Rhodes Must Fall protests erupted at the University of Cape Town. To millions across southern Africa, the godfather of modern philanthropy is a brutal architect of systemic racism. Students demanded his monuments be physically removed. How did one man build such an incredible fortune? And why are modern scholars, some funded by his very own money, so desperate to dismantle his legacy? To find the answer, we have to look back at South Africa in 1871. The early diamond rush was chaotic. Individual miners dug up stones and flooded the market, a sudden influx that threatened to destroy the diamond's status as a rare luxury item. A young British businessman named Cecil Rhodes realized that to protect the value of diamonds, he had to seize absolute control of the entire supply chain. With financial backing from the Rothschild banking family, Rhodes systematically bought out competing claims. By 1888, he had successfully consolidated the mines into a single entity, De Beers. This chart shows the mechanics of artificial scarcity. To control the market, Rhodes immediately slashed global diamond production down to 40%. By severely restricting the supply, he caused the perceived value of the remaining stones to sharply rise. He then ensured that remaining 40% was routed through a single entity in London, the Diamond Syndicate. This was a distribution monopoly designed specifically to fix global prices. The timeless prestige of a diamond is not a natural phenomenon. It is a carefully engineered corporate illusion designed to consolidate immense wealth into Rhodes' hands. For Cecil Rhodes, a global diamond monopoly was merely a fundraising tool for his true obsession: white Anglo-Saxon supremacy. In his 1877 Confession of Faith, Rhodes laid out his explicit goal. Believing the British to be the superior race, he wrote that it was his duty to colonize the entire African continent. He pushed north into the interior of Africa, using his vast corporate wealth to obtain mineral concessions from indigenous chiefs. When negotiation failed, he deployed a private company army to conquer lands by force. Upon conquering millions of square miles of territory, Rhodes demonstrated the ultimate hubris of imperial expansion. He literally named the land after himself, creating the territory of Rhodesia. Cecil Rhodes used his corporate treasury to buy an entire country, satisfying a personal, racist vision through private conquest. As Prime Minister of the Cape Colony, Rhodes faced a logistical problem. His sprawling diamond monopolies required a massive, cheap labor force to remain profitable. In the mines, Black African laborers worked under brutal conditions, extracting millions in wealth under the supervision of European men. To guarantee a steady stream of labor, Rhodes engineered the Glenn Gray Act. This legislation stripped Black Africans of their traditional land rights, heavily taxing them and forcing them into wage labor at his mines just to survive. The Glenn Gray Act functioned as the legislative blueprint for disenfranchisement, setting up the legal and economic segregation that would eventually evolve into apartheid. Rhodes died at age 48, leaving behind no heirs and a vast, blood-soaked fortune. In a final strategic maneuver, he bequeathed his immense wealth to Oxford University to create the Rhodes Scholarship. Its purpose was to train a new generation of leaders to maintain the British Empire. Today, scholars like Ntoko Kwave, a South African recipient of that same scholarship, actively campaign to tear down the legacy of the man who funds their education. Their stance is clear. Accepting the scholarship money does not buy their silence, nor does it sanitize the violent imperialist agenda that generated those funds. You cannot separate the modern prestige of an elite Oxford scholarship or a luxury diamond ring from the history of disenfranchisement and systemic subjugation that paid for them. Tearing down a bronze statue is easy. Dismantling Cecil Rhodes's true legacy is much harder, because it isn't made of stone. His influence survives in the economic mechanics of global capitalism and modern systemic inequality.